And once again, a very warm welcome to all of you for making it today for our live webinar on the topic, A Glimpse of Undergraduate Degree in Event Planning and Management. You're about to have a very exciting round of not only a short presentation on this topic and find out more about our BBA Event Management program at MIT World Peace University, but we also will be offering you an exciting Q&A round wherein your questions will be taken up by our esteemed faculty members, and we promise you answers to all your queries. On that note, dear students, this is also to let you know once again that given the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown of our country, I'm sure a lot of you must be feeling overwhelmed, especially when it comes to college admissions. We here at MIT World Peace University are working relentlessly to make sure that the entire admissions process is completely streamlined to help every single one of you go through it seamlessly. We are, of course, currently accepting admissions for our BBA Event Management program, and you can find out more details on that if you log into admissions.mitwpu.edu.in. I've already said this before, but here's another gentle reminder for all of you that if you're already buzzing with questions, which I'm sure you are, please feel free to ask your questions in the Q&A section that we have here today for you. That's right, you can type out your questions in the Q&A section, and our esteemed list of panelists will be happy to answer it for you. I request you to not use the chat facility, but instead type your questions in the Q&A section so that our panelists can answer it. All right, so without any further delay, let's get to it. Coming up is a short but very detailed presentation on the topic for today, a glimpse of undergraduate degree in event planning and management, to be delivered by Professor Mrudul. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Suchi ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar from MIT World Peace University. I hope you all are staying at home and staying healthy. I'm Professor Mrudul Vaidya. I'm a faculty of BBA Event Management Department under the School of Management undergraduate from the MIT World Peace University. Today, I will be discussing about the BBA degree with specialization, which help in enhancing the skills of management through practical and experiential learning method. Yes, I'm talking about the BBA event management. Whenever people hear about event management, some people think it is just a hobby. And some people think why you need an event management degree to organize an event. But the most important thing, we all do a basic mistake that we forget that this is a BBA course with where student will be studying business administration. When you are studying business administration, during that 3 years, you'll be doing your specialization in event management. And in that event management specialization, you'll learn how to organize different type of events, whether it is a political event or it is a corporate event, whether it is a government event, any type of event, how to organize it and how to earn profit. Now, if we look at this course is specifically designed in such a way that every student will develop the practical managerial skill, business decision making capability, and communication skills. To develop these skills, every student only BBA event management gives one entire trimester full-time industry internship. That means student will be going to industry for entire trimester, that is 3 months, and get taking the industry exposure. Now, this internship will be in third year. Then why? Because it is in third year, because till that time you get the theoretical knowledge, all the necessary required theoretical knowledge of the business and organizing events, how to organize it, how to manage it, so that you will able to apply your theoretical knowledge in industry and go along with that. Now, there will be a question why we need to do BBA event management. So first thing, we have to look at the market scenario. Event management is rapidly growing industry. Over 25,000 event businesses and over 1 million people employed in organized and unorganized sector. The event industry add at least or more than 1% of total GDP in Indian service sector. Now, you take any sector or a government or private, event is there. It is the need of the market, and student, main thing, you will be completing this degree 3 years down the line. Means you're not going to pass out today, you'll be passing out 3 years down the line. Till that time, this degree, all the students will be having maximum scope. If we talk about the potential career options, now if we discuss, if I have done BBA event management, what are the potential career options I have? So you can become an entrepreneur, or you can opt for any job in government or private sector under the particular references like marketing and branding for a particular company or for a particular product. If we take the examples of exhibitions, we can take the government exhibition, kind of a Kumbh Mela, to auto fair. Then you can go for the political campaigns. You can organize various summit like G20 UN summit. You can organize various sports event from Olympics to FIFA. You can organize conferences like the Apple. Most of the time, Apple organize a conference wherever they want to launch a new product. Apple to TEDx, there are various talks on TEDx, to the IPOs, initial projects. These kind of things you can organize. And the most entertaining part, when you complete your degree, what else you can do? You can do the wedding ceremonies, you can organize various concerts, your fundraisers and charity functions, you can do the fashion show, for marketing campaign. Everywhere, in all these things what I have mentioned, everywhere we need an event specialist. Now, if we look at the eligibility criteria and admission process for this one particular course in our university, we need a 12th standard, that means 10th plus 2, minimum with 50% aggregate marks. Then if you don't have that and you have done any diploma course after your 10th standard, the 2 years or 3 years diploma course, that also we accept. And admissions we take only through our entrance exam. This entrance exam will be based on computer test, then group discussion and personal interview. After giving all these factors, we'll be preparing a merit list. Once your name gets into that merit list, then you can take the admission for this BBA event management course. Now, if we consider you are really interested in this course, so what are the certain things you'll be getting? So we'll look at the structure of the program. This entire program is designed so that you will get your dual specialization. That means first will be event management, and second specialization will be any specialization like marketing management, finance management, or human resource management. It also provides a value-added programs like digital marketing, basic and advanced Excel, 3 months of entire trimester full-time internship in industry, national immersion program, international international immersion program, rural immersion program, and peace studies. Now, if we look at the core subjects of event management, there you'll be studying brand management, public relations, business law, event planning, financial accounting, etc.
Okay, I think Professor Mridul, are you still here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I think your voice is falling very soft suddenly. If I can just ask you to speak a little louder.
Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, if we talk about the core subjects, what you'll be studying for event management. So the core subjects are brand management, public relation, business law, event planning and management, event marketing, and financial accounting, etc. Now, if you look at the next, what are the things are given by university for the overall development of the student? So, if we are taking admission in event management, we have, as the MIT Volpes University, we provide the industry tie-ups, national study tour. We give you different type of projects to work on, and we provide you mentor-mentee network to develop yourself. Means most of the time what happens, students are in the university and they're stuck with any problem, and most of the time they have a question, whom should I ask, because all faculties are the subject faculty. So specifically we provide the mentor mentee network where student will be having a mentor in university, and all the questions you will able to ask that mentor. Now, MIT WPU have a collaboration with government and various event companies. If we take the example of government sector, we have a Department of Tourism, Government of UP for Taj Mahotsav. Now this Taj Mahotsav is specifically, it is a national level event and organized by government to attract more and more tourism to the India. This is the importance of event in government sector. Then we are the members of AR Rahman concert. Then we have organized the Shreya Ghoshal, Diljit, Udit Narayan. This kind of concert our students already organized. Then we move, so we have few industry and academic tie-ups like Tali, we have a tie-up with World Trade Center, then we have a type of NEN, NHRD, and so on. We talk about the placement and internship. You'll think, is event management student really eligible for all these companies shown in the PPT? Answer is yes. As per your dual specialization, students can opt for placement in respective field. Means if you're doing a marketing as your dual specialization, you can sit for the placement, come for the marketing. Now, we also provide the holistic development for the student. Now, when we provide a holistic development, in that we take you for the national tour, so that national immersion program, so that you should know your country. We give an international immersion program so that you should understand the international concept. But at the same time, we don't forget the root of our nation, that is the rural. So we take our students to the rural areas so that they spend 3 to 4 days over there, try to understand the problems of rural people, and try to give an appropriate solution. Most of the time, our students really enjoy working with these villagers and give the exact amazing solutions for their problems. Through all these factors, and we do not forget to give you peace studies. We focus on overall development so that you should able to do the self-development, you should get the exposure, and you should able to give service to the society. Now, apart from that, we certain extra courses we provide you, that is a higher study coaching program. Means if you want to go for your MBA, there are a lot of entrance exams. So we make sure you get that coaching in the college. We provide you soft skills training, and the students who are opting for placement, we give you pre-placement training in which we take your aptitude test training, GDPI training, soft skill training, and industry internship. We provide that. And we provide some certificate courses. As I mentioned, we give a validated program at the digital marketing kind of thing that we provide. Now, we have some international tie-ups for the summer school. We have in Singapore, Australia, USA, UK, and Europe. In Singapore, we have a tie-up with NUS, SMU, we have a La Trobe and Macquarie University with us. Then we have Fu University and Cardiff University with us. So our students, for the further development, for summer school, they can
All right, dear students, just a few quick seconds until we have Professor Mrudul back.
Yes, hello?
Yes, ma'am, I see you're back with us. Yes.
Okay, at what? Okay, and we have our fee structure. The fee structure is 2,35,000 per year. Our intake capacity is 80. As the eligibility criteria I already mentioned, this eligibility is 10 plus 2 with minimum aggregate of 50 marks, or you have done 10. After that, after 10, if you have completed your diploma course of 2 years, that also eligible for the program. But for the fee structure, we do provide you the installment facility, so the student will able to pay their fees in installment. And we provide the scholarship for the students who are really brilliant in their academic. We are providing the scholarships for the students who score more than 95% on marks. These scholarship details, these scholarship details will be provided you on the slide. So if you look at the BBA program, if you got above 95%, and your UGPAT marks is above 75%, the total number of student in one particular department, out of that 5% student will get the scholarship. Now, this is all about the scholarship. Details are mentioned over here. If you have any queries regarding this particular course, you can ask us a question and we'll definitely answer all your questions. Main thing, when you're taking admission to any particular course, I'm not saying that take only this or opt only for that. You have to think about the future, because you'll not be passing out today. You'll be completing your degree 3 years down the line. What can be the market scenario at that time? Because world is going digital everywhere. There is a cutthroat competition in the market, and most of the companies are opting for the events. And this is a very specific course which can give you boost in your career. You're not only doing events, you're studying business administration also. That means you are a graduate person with a BBA degree, with a specialization of event management, and along with the dual specialization in which particular field you want to do it, like marketing, HR, or finance. So students, I'll suggest you take your decision wisely, and all the best. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that really amazing presentation. Dear students, you heard the plethora of exposure and opportunities that are available in this particular degree. This is the BBA program with a specialization in event management. And of course, you heard ma'am say that this is at the end of the day a BBA degree. So your bachelor's in business administration, along with the opportunity to have a dual specialization. All right, so now I'm sure you're buzzing with even more questions. So just to let you know that we will be jumping onto our live Q&A audio round, wherein we will be taking all your questions that you have for today. In the meantime, dear students, just to remind you that, of course, we are accepting all admissions applications to this program at MIT World Peace University. So please go ahead and send in your applications today so that we can get in touch with you personally and guide you as to the next steps. The intake for this program, I believe, is just 80 seats. So you want to be early with your admissions applications and not delay it so that you do have a chance for admission in this revered and very, very valuable degree. You can also see right now that we are showcasing some answers to student questions that we receive, which are our common questions from students. You can take the time to read it if you feel like. So that's also there for you on the screen. Dear students, I also want to let you know that we are in very uncertain times as of now with the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown of our country. Given the situation, I'd like to assure you on behalf of MIT World Peace University that we are addressing these challenges and streamlining the entire admissions process so that each and every student can get through it seamlessly. We are even open to taking the whole admission process online if the need arises, and we will be updating you about those changes very soon in the next few days. So you can keep an eye out on our website for those updates. And now we are going to go to our live Q&A section wherein we are joined in by our esteemed faculty members today. We have Pallavi ma'am here with us, as well as Neeta ma'am here with us, and they will also be joined occasionally by Riddle ma'am, Sadanand sir as well. All right, I can see there are lots and lots of questions in for today. So our first question is from Akanksha, and she is asking us, when will the classes be conducted for the entrance exam?
That's a good question. Basically, due to the situation in the country of COVID lockdown, there's no classes this time organized by MIT WPU at this stage. But yes, definitely you can prepare for your entrance exam through any entrance exam book, which is available in the market, which is based on basically MCQ questions. The entrance exam is based on MCQ questions. The syllabus is mostly related to basic English, basic mathematics, logical reasoning, computer fundamentals, and general knowledge based questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, we are going on to our next question. Can I do an MBA in supply chain management after pursuing the BBA in event management?
Yes, sure. Your students can definitely opt for MBA programs in logistics or production or marketing, whatever they choose for as per their interest, because basically this is a dual degree which offers marketing, HR, as well as finance.
Okay, great. Our next student asks us, what do you mean by dual specialization?
Professor Sadanand, can you take this question?
Yes, thank you, Pallavi ma'am, and thank you for the question. Dual specialization is nothing but the secondary specialization that student can go for. Basically, we do have 5 different programs, namely BBA, BBA International Business, BBA Event Management, BBA Global E-Business. So under any of if the students opt for any of these programs, students still have a chance to go for any of the subjects, and that subjects will be taken into account as a dual specialization. Under dual specialization, there would be options like marketing management, financial management, human resource management, family business management, etc. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. I can see that a lot of students are asking us today about the entrance exam that we have. So our next question is from a student who is asking us, how can I prepare for the entrance exam at home? And what is the pattern of the entrance exam? I know, ma'am, you touched on it before, but if you could just repeat again so that I think a lot more a lot more students are asking us basically.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Thank you. Basically, students can prepare sitting at home by having any entrance exam test book, which is available easily in the market, or even on the Google form. If you go, it will be easily available. The pattern or the syllabus for this is basic English, basic mathematics, computer fundamental, general knowledge. These are the MCQ based questions.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, so can I just add? Hi, I'm Neeta. I'm part of the admissions team. So I just wanted to add there. You can actually go to any general bookstore. I know the stores are not open at the moment, but as soon as you get a chance, a good bookstore in your area, and ask them for good BBA exams to prepare for. There are many books out there. So anything that your bookstore guys recommend that can be used. Of course, like Pallavi ma'am said, you can also go online on Google and find the general. So it's not a very difficult paper. Look, I've seen the paper last year, and it's not very difficult. So you don't stress over it. And the maths is basic. Even if you didn't have maths in your 11th and 12th, still it's not that complicated that you had to have it. Okay. So basic logical reasoning, basic mathematical abilities, English, some vocabulary and stuff, and it's all multiple choice question. And to give you a tip there, multiple choice questions usually have 4 choices, and it's usually 2 are completely wrong, and 1 is absolutely correct, and there's always 1 which is a little confusing. So that's a general MCQ methodology which is used all across the world. And I would say that, I wouldn't say particular to our exam. Now this year, because of the situation, the COVID-19 situation in the country, earlier we were doing our exam throughout the country in many cities, as many as 22, 23 cities. This year, the UGPET exam is most likely going to be online. So you will be notified about it. We should announce that pretty soon. You will be notified about it. You will get the link. You will get a practice session. So you can, sitting at home, give the exam, and you'll have a bit of a practice session as well before that. Okay. So I hope that expands a little bit more. Back to you, Suchi.
Okay, I think students, that was great news coming from Neeta ma'am for all of you, that indeed the entrance exam most likely will be going online given the situation we are in, and you'll even have the chance to do like a mock test before you give the final thing, just to make sure everybody is able to do it with the tech setup that they have at home. So I think that's great news, Neeta ma'am, and thank you for sharing that. All right, so we are jumping on to our next question, which is coming from the student who's asking us, what are the placement opportunities after pursuing a degree in BBA event management? Pallavi ma'am, I believe you are on mute. If you could just unmute yourself.
Yeah, that's a good question. Can Professor Mrudul take over this question?
Yeah, surely. Thank you, Pallavi ma'am. This placement thing, you are doing a BBA degree, so companies which are coming to campus for HR, finance, or marketing, if you are doing specialization in the respective field, you can sit for that placement. Or if you want to take specifically in event management, so we have a various or company types with us. So you can become, as you start as a management trainee in event management company, and you can start your business as a freelancer, and you can become an entrepreneur. In government sector, there is opportunity available, but for that you should have an event management degree, plus you have to give the exam which is organized or held by the government sector. So in these particular areas you get the placement.
Okay. All right. So our next question is coming from our student who's asking us, can you elaborate on the practical papers in this event management degree? And also if you could just give quick highlights about the syllabus that is covered.
Yeah, that's a good question. Basically, for the practical papers, students, along with their theory of 4 subjects per trimester, they also have to complete a practical course, that is minimum 4 events they need to complete for clearing that paper. Basically, it is the exposure, practical exposure, on-field hands-on experience for the students, where students go in for events which are organized in the city and participate in that event, not just at the grassroots level, but also in the planning as well as and the basic subjects which are there from the first trimester itself for BBA event management, along with other subjects like HR, marketing, finance, or anything else, or management accounting. There are event specialization subjects like introduction to event management, or it may be what we say as business law, or it may be event marketing, as well as media planning and selling, event production and logistics, event advertising. Such subjects are also there which give a glimpse of the event industry on the theoretical basis to the students. Thank you.
Okay, great. So ma'am, we have another question from a student who's asking us, is the national tour compulsory, and when was the national tour last conducted?
Yeah. Thank you for this question. The national tour, national immersion program, which is it is known as, it is compulsory for all the students. Basically, it is a credit program wherein 2 credits are allotted to this program, because our entire BBA event management program or the BBA programs at MIT World Peace University are credit-based, choice-based subjects are there, as well as this national immersion program is compulsory. Last year, that is in this academic year, which is still going on, as the exams are not completed still, we can say that this academic year only, our students had gone to Agra to participate in Taj Mahotsav, which is basically a Uttar Pradesh government and central government organized festival of 10 days, where students participated in different committees, like it is from artist management, stage management, to crowd management, and various aspects of events where students had the exposure of. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so we have a lot of questions that are still coming in, and dear students, I'd also like to take this opportunity to remind you that admissions are currently open to this BBA event management program. So please go ahead and apply to this program. Only 80 seats for this program, so you want to be early to the admissions process and not delay it any further. Okay, moving on to our next question. Are there any skill-based certifications in this particular degree? Pallavi ma'am, if I can quickly have you take that. Are there any skill-based certifications available in this degree?
Yes, we also have BBA Event Management also offers skill-based certification programs like digital marketing, as well as basics of MS Excel, Advanced Excel, as well as soft skill training programs.
All right, so students, you heard the value addition that you are absolutely getting with this particular degree with the skill-based certifications that are available. All right, our next question comes from a student who's asking us, what are the kinds of exposure available to students who are looking to get exposure with the mega cultural events such as the Shreya Ghoshal concert and concerts on those lines? What are the kinds of exposure opportunities available for students?
Can Professor Mrudul take this question?
I'm so sorry. What is the question?
Ma'am, our student is asking us, what is the kind of exposure in events, in mega events, especially cultural events that a student can expect, especially, events such as a Shreya Ghoshal concert or an A.R. Rahman concert. What are the kinds of exposure in these cultural mega events that a student can expect?
Okay, so when you enter in first year, normally we give first initial days, we give you the work as a volunteer. So first we give you exposure to the crowd management. As you enter over there, how the crowd management is done, how the stage management is done. Then as per your scenario, means how many events you have attended. If you have attended more than 3 concerts, then we give when we shift you towards the artist management. All these things we provide you. Then we give you exposure to the logistic management over there. Few of the students work on the overall management of the student, but it's completely depend on the maturity of the student, the way the student handle the situation. Initially you will feel, okay, fine, we are not getting directly the artist management, but if you look at from event organizer point of view, you are just a first year graduation student who might not able to handle a particular query asked by the artist crew. To avoid that confusion, we give you the training from the basic, so that whenever you'll go at the top, you'll understand what are the small things done at the small level. So this is the exposure we give you. We try to give you exposure from all the kinds, so from starting the crowd management till the artist management in all this concert we give you. And if we take the example of major events, where we give you opportunity to promoting the events, promotion and marketing, you can contribute in defining marketing strategy for that event. Few students got an opportunity to be part of the planning of the entire event for the brainstorming session. Means our student contributed in the planning stage for the event. So as per, if we when we are giving you opportunity to take up volunteer for the event, how efficiently you are working done, though it is a small task that we monitor, and as per your capability we give you more and more opportunities. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I think that was a very detailed response from you, ma'am. Thank you. Our next question is a very important one, I think, especially for all students tuning in today. Our student asks us, what is the tentative admission schedule for applying to this degree? And of course, if you can also walk us through the exact admission process for applying to this program.
Can Neeta madam take over this question, please?
Sure, of course. So our application is already open. It's on the website. So our website is www.mitwpu.edu.in. Once you've finished in with your application, after that, we do have for an exam and a small personal interview which happens. There's also group discussion in that. Of course, now that we're moving on to the online format, the group discussion might get tweaked a little bit. Once we're done with that, then the merit list comes out. So there's a little marking on the group discussion, a small interview that happens, and your marks for the 12th as well. And then the merit list comes out. Once you've got the merit list in place, and we'll announce the dates, of course, on the website. So keep looking at our website. In addition, once you've applied, anyway, you will get notifications from us over when the dates are, what the process is, what is the next step for you to do. And you'll also have the counselors in admission in touch with you, the faculty in touch with you, who will help you out at every stage. Once the merit list is out, you of course have a date is assigned by when you can fill in your first installment and hence confirm your admission to us. After that, in case everybody is not in and our seats are not filled, then a second list, third list might come out depending on the situation, and then you have more opportunities. I hope I've answered every part of your of the question, Suchi, or is there anything left?
No, I think you covered the admission procedure really nicely and in detail. I was just hoping if you could also talk about a tentative admission schedule that students can just get a rough idea about.
Okay, so I'm going to take you a bit broader. Okay, so as of now, we were going to start in the first week of July. As of now, before the first week of July and June, merit lists would have come out, first, second, third. In May, our UGPET exam would have happened. So any dates, etc., which you see at the moment are not accurate. There has recently been, even at the UGC level, higher education ministry level, some committees which have been formed and they're sitting and deliberating at the moment. They've given some of their recommendations yesterday, or I think day before, to be accurate. And there might be changes announced all across the country. So we are actually waiting for that formal announcement to come. Accordingly, the date of when the program is going to start this year, and then roll backwards towards when the merit list will come out, when the exam would happen. So I would recommend, just like everything else in the country is at a standstill, even this is at a bit of a standstill. So be patient, and we'll let you know the dates. I would recommend applications are open, so apply now. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. So a few more questions from our students. Our next question is asking us, and it is on similar lines that we just talked about. Is there a possibility that the dates of the entrance exams will be changed?
Yes, there is a complete possibility, especially like I said, at the ministry level, at the UGC level, there have been committees sitting and reevaluating the situation. If the lockdown continues in certain areas or in all the areas, we don't know as yet how it's going to be. You know as much as we know, to be honest. So the date is most likely going to change. Most likely the admission, the start date, commencement of the program will change. Most likely is the word that I would use. We should wait for about, I think, a week or two's time when things will become more clearer as the UGC and the Ministry of Education finishes their committee responses and sends it out to all the universities, and then we can start making those decisions accordingly and communicating to you, of course. It is most likely going to get delayed, but I would recommend that's actually a benefit for you. You can do more practice for the exam.
All right. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so good news coming in there, dear students. Our next question is coming from a student who is asking us, do you provide support and help with the internships and the final placements?
Can Professor Sadanand Petkar take this question? It's a good question.
Okay, in the absence of Professor Sadanand, can we have Neeta ma'am, if you could ma'am let us know?
Of course. So I will start with what at the university level, we have two forms of support which are given for internships and placements. One is at the faculty level and the other is at the central level. We have a central team which is called the Center of Industry Academia Partnerships. This team, there are about 30 odd people in it and growing almost every day. Their sole job is to make sure that we have as many companies as possible every year coming to campus for all our courses, and new companies are added on every year. We even have them reaching out, going out physically to companies all across Pune, even different cities all across India actually, to get more and more companies to our campus for internships and placements. That team works along with the faculty, understanding the needs, understanding what kind of internships you're looking for. And it's not like just an internship where, okay, this is the company you have to go to. No, it's actually very formal. Internships is very, very serious at our university. There's a whole guidebook your attendance is mapped. There are rules around it. There is a report that the the company mentor that we put and the faculty mentor that we put in place for a student's internship. That report has to be filled out, etc., etc. So it's actually a proper formal system, and placements are actually quite brilliant. I do have to say, a lot of our BBA students opt to go for an MBA. So as a percentage, the number of students going for placements is slightly lower than most of the other courses that we have. However, you name the companies in and around Pune and a lot of the national level companies as well. And we have almost all of them on board. Thank you.
Great. I think there are some students who are also very interested in entrepreneurship, and they're asking us, should I pursue an MBA after this course and then start my own venture, or can I get started on my own venture in events right after I pursue the BBA EM degree?
So I'd like to answer that, Suchi, please.
Sure.
I'll start, and of course, Pallavi ma'am and someone else can join in as well. Entrepreneurship is something which has no age limit. There's no, I would say, no age start. I have seen second-year BTech students who have opened their own companies and they're working right now and already earning a profit in 3 months in. Started small with small things, small profits. So I wouldn't say that it has to be during BBA or after a BBA or after MBA. It really depends on the individual. So for that, we also have counseling by the faculty, counseling by the Industry Academia Partnerships team available wherever you need it. And for entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs on our campus, there are so many facilities available, I would say. We have so many entrepreneurs who are now our alumni. So we arrange sessions with them. The faculty arranges that really, really well. Entrepreneurs keep coming in. In fact, some of them have now come back to hire from us. We have the incubation center, which is there, which assists you completely with your entrepreneurial abilities, etc. And there's a proper entrepreneurship program which teaches you. It's not just the BBA in entrepreneurship, but we also try and teach those elements in all our programs, because from any program you might want to become an entrepreneur. If anyone else in amongst the faculty would like to add on to that, please.
Yeah, I would like to add here. Yes, students who have completed BBA event management, they have a specialization of other subjects also, like human resource management, financial management, or maybe marketing management. They can definitely go in for their master's program, as well as this whatever knowledge they have gained during this period of our program. That will never go as a waste as in event industry or maybe other. They can definitely join some MNC, or 5 years, 10 years down the line, if they feel, yes, they want to become an entrepreneur or they have to start their own event management company, they can definitely do that. Yeah, thank you.
And I'd just like to add in a little bit there, Suchi, I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
It's just a bit of a story, really. One of our BBA students is actually living in my building. Okay, so I meet her in the lift all the time. And she's in event management. She's in the third year now, going into third year now, just in the second year. From first year itself, the way she has been talking about the support. So I've not heard about this from faculty. I've heard about this from her, to be very specific. She says, the support you get from your seniors and in getting into events, into small time roles first in the first year. And she, along with two of her other friends, are so actively involved. She's barely at home. Her mother's complaining all the time, but she's very happy because she's in second year itself managing events all on her own. I must say she's a bit of a leader in that group. However, she's already doing things, and she's like, I'm getting a graduation degree in something that I love to do. So she's very, very happy. So it's a bit of a story, but yeah, it's already started in terms of an entrepreneurial and experiential sort of way during the graduation period.
Okay, that's really great to hear, and I'm sure students are very happy to hear that. I think our next question is from a concerned parent who's asking us, is the present scenario in Pune safe for studies, and should I send my child in Pune for this degree?
Okay, I'll take that one again. Dear parent, I understand. I am in Pune at the moment, so we know this would be something that you would all be worried about. Um, if you look at the measures that we've taken at the university currently, when the lockdown's happening, and there is a lot of support that we are doing for the students, for our faculty, everyone, I can just enumerate some of them. So, for example, at the time that the coronavirus thing just started, the news just started around, our School of Pharmacy helped the university and everybody in the university when we did not have sanitizers available enough available in the market. They developed sanitizers in the pharmacy lab for us, and we had plenty in the university to use. You know, currently there is only very skeleton staff of security at the university, and they're well looked after in terms of food, in terms of social distancing, all of that, and they're still looking after the gate, etc. On the education front, all the classes are going on. After a bit of a lag, about a week or two, we organized ourselves, and our faculty is spending from morning till evening time with on different platforms, Imparters, Zoom, etc., to have classes online. So classes have not suffered at all. Now, as a city, yes, Maharashtra is the leading state in the numbers, as you see on the news. There's no hiding that. But the steps that we are taking, the senior management is completely involved. Conference calls going on right now about how we're going to ensure how the safety and the health of every student who comes to us, be it from Pune or outside. So all of that and all of the measures which are going to be taken at entry points, how we're going to make sure that the cafeteria is all right for interaction, how the distancing will be maintained, all of those rules and regulations are getting formulated at the moment. With the speed that we have seen already, how we moved from onto an online education platform, all these steps, once they're announced, and they will be communicated to you as well, I'm sure you will be happy to send your children here as well to study.
Absolutely. I think, dear parent, and to all the other students as well who are listening in, the campus will not open unless it's 100% safe for students and faculty. Please be assured that we are taking stringent safety measures to ensure nobody is at any kind of risk. Which is why, of course, apart from the lockdown of our nation, we here internally at MIT World Peace University are taking extra precaution to make sure that we are streamlining the entire admissions procedure as well as the rest of it, and we are happy to go online if that need arises, and currently working on policies to make that happen if the need arises. Okay, just last few questions, in fact, that are going to come in now. Our next question is, do you organize college fests at MIT? And can students expect seminars and workshops for students in this degree? For a change, once again, why don't we have Pallavi ma'am taking this?
Yeah, thank you, Suchi, for this question. Yes, definitely we do organize different fests as well as events. One of the biggest fest event which is organized by our students itself, that is Faculty of Management UG programs, is Enthusia. It is a 3-day or 2-day festival which is organized twice in a year. One is exclusively for 11th and 12th standard students in the month of August or September. It is organized, and this gives a platform for the students. Our students, they can act as a practical exposure for the whatever they have learned theory in the class, as well as it gives a platform to the students from 11th and 12th standard to bring out their creativity here. It's organized in different forms. It is cultural events are there, sports events are there, as well as it's a fest, complete fest for the students, or even brain games are there, like quiz or maybe IT related games are there, where students enthusiastically participate. Same season, same way it is organized in the month of December also for the different students, that is junior as well as senior college students. This fest is open, where students from different platforms come together from BBA programs, especially the leaders here are in terms of organizing our BBA event management students who get to organize this event. Yes, now second part of the question, when we are talking of in terms of seminars and guest lecture, yes, of course, we have got mostly the Saturdays which are reserved for this workshops, guest lectures or seminars, which from people from industry experts which are there, they come to our campus and guide our students. Yes, definitely. We have got all these platforms open for the students where they get the practical exposure from the industry experts as well as practical knowledge of theory, what they have learned in the class. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next question is from Sukhmeet, and Sukhmeet is asking us, can an art student pursue this BBA EM program? Pallavi ma'am?
There's a break in the this thing. I'm not able to hear you properly. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. So Sukhmeet asks us, can an arts student pursue the BBA EM program?
Yes, definitely, positively, the students of any stream, maybe arts, science, commerce, they can definitely join BBA event management program because this is a combination of management as well as practical exposure of what the market is all about. Definitely, any person from any stream.
Okay, so good news there coming in for Sukhmeet and all the other students. There are no such restrictions. I think, all students from all kinds of prerequisites and educational backgrounds can absolutely go for this degree. Okay, and I'd like to also let students know at this point that we have talked a lot about our national immersion program, the rural immersion program, the international study tour things that we have available. And some of you also might be concerned if we will be going through this, given the situation that we are in. I can understand anxieties related to that. So once again, students, we are all in this together, and I'd like to assure you that safety always comes first at MIT World Peace University, and we will certainly not be asking you to go ahead with those programs unless it is absolutely safe for our students to do so. So rest assured, please feel safe and please feel assured that your safety is very, very important to us. I also want to remind you one more time that we are in fact and indeed currently accepting applications to this program. So do log into admissions.mitwpu.edu.in and we will be happy to take this conversation ahead with you so that you can join us early in the application process and we can give you all the guidance that is needed. All right, one WhatsApp phone number that I'd like all students to save is, the number we have for you is 9881-492848. That's 9881-492848. Once this webinar is over, if you still have questions related to this program or you have any other admissions queries, that's the number you can reach out to with your questions and one of us will get in touch with you and answer all your queries. All right, dear students, I think that's pretty much what we have for you today. Thank you once again, everybody, dear esteemed faculty members, as well as dear students. It was a pleasure having your company today in today's live webinar. And please stay home and stay safe, and we will catch you very, very soon. Last few votes coming in, so just waiting out for that. But thank you once again for joining us, and we'll catch you soon.